Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel that knows nothing. I'm Jim and let's get to it. So today we are diving into the confidential book tag, so let's go! Question number 1 in this tag is the oldest book on your shelf, and I think I've got to go with Once There Were Giants. It was given to me by my playgroup, I believe, and it's been with me ever since. It's one of my favorite picture books of all time. It is just about growing up and, you know, dealing with different sort of things at different ages. It's very sweet, short and humble, and I don't think I'll ever not love it. In fact, like, I had it read to me like growing up, like all the time. My mum always used to cry at the end, and it always used to not make a lot of sense to me, and now is a little bit reflected in now I cry at the end. Question number 2 in this tag is what is your latest book purchase, and is Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods, which I found a very interesting read in the fact that I thought I was really going to enjoy it, and then I kind of didn't. I feel like Rick Riordan is definitely in that phase where he's trying to appease to younger audiences, because that's kind of where Percy Jackson is at, in that sort of middle grade, young adult-ish read. But then a lot of people who used to love Percy Jackson are a lot older, so it's kind of like somewhere between not really quite being middle grade and not really being like, it's not even really near the young adult like read either. It's kind of like, feels like it's backtracking in a way back to like a early primary read, which is kind of disappointing because like I've always really loved the book. So like now I don't want to go back and read Percy Jackson anymore, in case I'm just like, oh, maybe I'm just getting too old to read these books now. Question number 3 in this tag is what is your most expensive book you have on your shelf? And I think I'm going to pick The Princess Bride for this one. At least the one I have is a hardback version of it. The pages are super thick. Also, there is illustrations throughout. I have no idea how much it cost me. And in fact, I don't really think about the cost of books in general, which is probably really bad. But if I want it, I'm gonna get it, you know? Question number 4 in this tag is what is your most inexpensive book that you have on your shelves? And I'm going to pick Barefoot Dancing because it was a gift. In fact, I have a few books on my shelves that were gifts, but that Barefoot Dancing is probably like my favorite thing that I've ever like been given. It's given to me by one of my really good friends, and so it's like even more special to me. Question number 5 in this tag is what is a book that you wasted money on? And it is The Definition of Us, because I accidentally bought it twice without realizing. I don't know how it happened, and I am sorely disappointed in myself because it was okay, but it wasn't amazing. And like, if it was an amazing read, then I wouldn't feel so bad about spending the money on it, but I spent it on it twice and it was kind of mediocre. Question number 6 in this tag is what is the prettiest cover that you have on your shelves? And I feel like I have to pick the illustrated version of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, but then also The Dragon's Promise is very pretty as well. They both got to do with dragons, like what? Oops. Question number 7 in this tag is what is the ugliest book that you have in your shelves? And it is definitely a version of Frankenstein that I have. It is very strange. Like, and I enjoy, like, people know, if they've watched me long enough, that I have this weird love-hate with a lot of the classic books where I like it, but I also hate a lot of the themes in it as well. And that is one of them. I wish Frankenstein had a prettier cover, but it's just like this guy, like, going like on the front cover, and it's just like, yeah, look, hopefully I found a copy of it to show you, but oh my goodness, it is so bad. And I've seen so many different like iterations of the Frankenstein like covers over the years. The most disappointing thing is none of them really like portray him like accurately. Like, he is meant to be like a tall, handsome man with strange eyes. That is how he's described in the book, but then everyone's got like, you know, like the weird head with the bolts. I'm like, that is not what he is meant to look like at all. Like, did you guys even read the book? Question number 8 in this tag is the shortest book that you have on your shelves, and I feel like it is this one, Galatea, I think it's pronounced. I could be wrong, but it is by the same author who wrote Circe and The Song of Achilles, and it's basically just a little short. I don't even think it can qualify as a book because look how tiny it is. And it's a short story about a sculptor. Kind of cool. I don't have anything else to say about it. it wasn't long enough to make an impact. Question number 9 in this tag is, what is the longest book that you have on your bookshelves? And it is one of the Outlanders. It is Fiery Cross. It is like so many pages, I don't even remember how long it is, but it's probably the longest I have on my shelves. Like, it could cross over with some of the fantasy stuff as well, but I checked all of Game of Thrones and none of Game of Thrones comes close to Outlander. Outlander is freaking long, and it makes me scared for that commitment of reading them. Question number 10 in this tag is, what are you currently reading? So I'm currently listening to Jurassic Park, which is very like eerie and cool and kind of spooky to listen to. I'm really enjoying that. And I'm also about to start another Patrick Ness book. I am kind of addicted to him at the moment. He is a very good author. I'm like enjoying my time. I've just finished The Knife of Never Letting Go and I loved it. And I'm just about to start The Rest of Us Live Here. So it's gonna be interesting. Number 11 in this tag is, what book are you hoping to read next? And it's kind of like, what books am I hoping to read next? I am hoping to read the entirety of the Percy Jackson Heroes of Olympus series, because I never quite finished that. I couldn't get through Blood of Olympus. I was quite like, one of my characters got thrown under the bus. Also, I just wasn't like, it got to the point where I don't think I was like super committed to the story. I mean, I feel like I had to wait a long time, and then I got to it and I was just like, everybody is not who I thought they were, never mind, just throws the book away. But I really enjoyed all the other books in that series, so I kind of want to read them again and then read the last one, mainly for a refresher, because I'm like, I remember stuff that happened in them, but like I feel like it was so many years ago that I read them that I need to like reread them to like know what happened, so the end one makes sense. Plus, I feel like I've read Percy Jackson and the Olympians enough to know what that story is every time I go back to it, whereas like the second series that Rick Riordan wrote, I don't know as well, so it's a good excuse to reread. But then also, I'm really tempted to go back to the Throne of Glass series as well, because I heard that it gets better. I do have them, they're like sitting right there. And I do want to eventually read them, because like I know better characters come in, like, so it's all very, like, I've got so many things on my to be read list this year, it's like a bit crazy. Number 12 in this tag is, what underhyped book do you have on your shelves that you love? And I read it recently. It was also gifted to me by the same friend that gave me Barefoot Dancing. It is The Other Afters, which are all like queer stories, and they're like fantastical and they're really cool. There's one I love about like this goat, or this like this person who has goat eyes, and it's like quite the interesting tale. They're all like short stories and it's all just like so cute and I love them. Number 13 in this tag is, what overhyped book do you have on your shelves that you love? And I feel like I do really like Fourth Wing, like a lot more than Iron Flame. But yeah, I really do love that book, but I think it's like the dragon girl in me that loves it. Like, I'm not there for the main characters at all. I'm not there for the like love story. I'm there for like basically the dragons and the academy and the whole premise of that. Everybody else, like, nah. I mean, like, not nah, but I do like some of the side characters. I enjoy them, but like the main character, not really. I mean, like, if anything, I like the main character's sister more than her, which is kind of like a bit funny, but anyway, I like it still. It's just a bit of fun, like, and I don't take it too seriously. I feel like there's like people who like kind of just like, oh, it's not really like fantasy like the first one. Like, that is a problem that I have with one of my friends. She's like, it's not fantasy. I'm like, I don't care, there's dragons in it. Number 14 in this tag is, what are your current top 3 favorite books? And in no particular order, it is More Than This, it is A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and it is Rule of Wolves. I feel like I'm getting more into like adult sort of fantasy and more serious stuff. I'm definitely feel like I'm not, I don't feel like I'm in young adult anymore. I think I need to move on, because like it's not serious enough for me. They don't like commit to like, it sounds morbid, but they don't commit to like killing characters or like dramatic stuff like that. I feel like I need to like move away and read more adult stuff, which is like so scary, because it's just like, but then I won't have like the stupid things like love triangles and stuff like that. So I'm like struggling, because I still do like all of these books, I feel like they fall into like young adult or new adult. but I feel like they do commit to like the hard stuff, and they don't really care if they come up with like, or at least the authors don't really care if they give you like bad things that happen, or give you like a ending that you're not satisfied with, and I feel like all of those books kind of give you like an ending that you're just like, why would that happen? I need to know more. Anyway guys, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, subscribe, because that is always nice, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.